Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another Halefast gaming stream. I wanted to do something a little bit different today, and I wanted to just kind of have a conversation. Um, there's not many people around at the moment, so I figured we'd just hang out for a little bit, let some people roll in, and then we'll kind of get into things. But just to kind of preface everything, on my channel, I talk a lot about positivity and how changing the way you look at the game of Overwatch can greatly affect how your game of Overwatch is played, and your experiences in the game, and how things like toxicity, self-focused gameplay, and stuff like that are kind of non-beneficial to yourself as a player, especially in competitive realms. And there was this really cool video by OWSVB that came out in January, mid-January, that I thought was that I found just recently, that I thought was very fitting and talks a lot about some of the same things that like I've been trying to encourage in the community, in my small community at least. So I thought we'd kind of watch that video together and just kind of talk about it and see if anything can strike home with any of the viewers. So let me just, there we go, have that on there so that it's not just my voice. Yeah, I'm just thinking that the stuff that's talked about in this video can be very helpful to anyone and everyone who play Overwatch, from bronze all the way up to grandmasters, because I know a lot of these issues are encountered at every elo, and I don't claim to be like a coach or an expert. I'm a hard-stuck silver player. I've been gold before, but I'm not claiming to be qualified to tell you guys how you should be playing Overwatch. I've just been around Overwatch since the beginning. I follow all the coaches, I follow all the pro players, and I've just taken a lot of time to learn about the game that I love so much. And so I wanted to try to maybe just pass along my observations and my knowledge that I've gained just from playing the game. So I hope you guys are interested in that and interested in learning some more about that stuff, because that's just kind of what I was feeling like doing. And then we'll get into some games after that, and try to practice what we preach and spread positivity into the land of Overwatch. So that being said, give it a couple more minutes here, and then we'll start the video. That being said, yeah. How is everybody? How are people? What's new in the land of Twitch these days? And if at some point this kind of talking section about Overwatch ever kind of takes off, I've thought about maybe bringing other people that I game with at different elos and bringing them in and just kind of having a conversation with them about Overwatch, about what they've learned in their time playing Overwatch, what they feel are the downfalls of the game, what they think could be improved, and just stuff like that. Maybe trying to build a more positive, more beneficial, more educational community around Overwatch. Try to get rid of some of these stigmas of, oh, it's just toxic, the game is dead, you've got to be a try-hard in order to succeed. These are the kind of things that I want to see the community kind of overcome as a group. And so that's kind of what we're going to be going over, is this kind of, just general stuff that I think could benefit the community. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start the video, and then we'll chat about it as we kind of go through it. So like I said, this is from OWSVP. He's been top 500. He's a grandmaster, and this is part of his experience when he dropped down to gold on a new account, or when he started a new account and climbed through gold, and some of the stuff that he learned, and I think he brings up a lot of really good points. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start the video here.
Hello guys, my name is SVB and I'm back with another video, and you guys will notice I've been gone for a while, and that's because I've been busy, but also I've been conducting something of a social experiment, not anything like what happened in Overwatch Contenders with Punisher and Ellie, don't worry. So let me make clear what the purpose of this video is and what I've been doing for the last couple weeks. So to explain context for any of you who've not seen any of my videos before, I am a GM/High Master level player. That's where my main account is at, and I have been top 500 before, but mostly I play tank,
Alright, good.
main tank, and also a bit of support. Now, recently I went and bought another account since the Blizzard sale was going on and Overwatch was very cheap. And
I just want to say, like, I really like this guy because SVB is a main tank player, and that's what I do a lot, and it's something that's really hard to find is other main tank players in the lower elos. So this guy kind of hits on that stuff, and I think it's really cool.
And the purpose of this buying of this account was that I wanted to practice DPS, just because with all the guides I make, it's helpful to understand the role when I'm helping other people, and you know, helping them with their positioning and stuff. It's one thing to know what to do; it's another thing to have gone and experienced it. And the other purpose of making this account was just to see what it is like at the lower elos, because I've seen a lot of discussion on places like Reddit, Overwatch, competitive Overwatch, our Overwatch University, our Overwatch, where I've seen some responses to videos, to posts, some advice, some VOD reviews, that, you know, what goes on in the pro scene is one thing, but Gold and Plat is like a whole nother world. And I've seen,
I mean, he's not wrong about that. Like, if you've ever gone to any threads or anything about Overwatch, the huge disparities between the experiencing grandmaster and the lower elos is amazing. This kind of tiered system that Overwatch has, where you have to learn how to do something differently for the same character at every different elo, is just an incredible learning curve, and it's so hard to just kind of grasp that next tech, that next strat.
a lot of people complain that, you know, some certain advice, it's all great in theory, but in Gold and Plat it goes out the window. And so I knew the game was going to put me at a lower elo, at least, you know, at a highest it was going to put me a diamond. So I knew I was going to get to experience some of the lower elos, and I just wanted to see what it was like. So I played my placements. I played it genuinely as hard as I could do, as well as I could do with DPS. Obviously, bear in mind I'm not a good DPS. I haven't spent a lot of time. In fact, I've never played DPS on any of my other accounts at competitive level before.
He's never played
this is my
DPS
first
at
foray into
competitive
playing
level.
competitive
That's
DPS.
kind of crazy.
And the game decided that I was a gold level player. Fair enough, I'm not the best DPS. Eventually, I climbed to platinum fairly quickly. Obviously, the game, I know a lot of you are worried about Smurfs coming in and ruining the game, but again, the game pushes you out of gold very, very quickly. So
Yeah, Smurfs aren't fun.
Gold, I was pushed out of gold into plat very quickly, and hopefully I'll keep climbing as I improve as a DPS. But while I was in gold, I learned a lot of valuable lessons, guys. And I wasn't there to stomp on noobs. I genuinely played as hard as I could, and the game put me in gold. And while I was there, I learned a lot of lessons that I want to share with you guys, because I think it will be very interesting and very helpful for those of you who are at that elo, who do finding frustrating. Because believe me, it is. I understand fully now how frustrating an experience it is to be in gold, how messy things are, how uncoordinated things are, and I think the lessons I've learned can really help you guys.
That's something that a lot of us experience at the lower elos, is that whenever somebody is smurfing, it feels like the whole game is over no matter what, because there's this overarching like shadow in the game that there's somebody so much better than everyone else in the game, and that becomes apparent very quickly. But I think it's cool that He wasn't doing specifically trying to stay at a particular elo just so that he could continue to like win and stuff like that. So, and I understand like when you have like friends of yours that are lower elo, lower level than you, and you want to play with them, but you're at a different level. Buying that new account so that you can play with them at that lower level is just for fun and stuff. And it's this weird balance of like, do I set off the mechanics of this game just so I can hang out with my friends, or should I stay where I'm at and only play with people at my level? So it's kind of an interesting conundrum when you think about it.
Because now you'll get the perspective of someone who's played at two starkly different elos, and somebody who can maybe help you out with a little bit of advice and a little bit of tips of what's going wrong, what's going on in Gold, and how we can try and fix that. Let's get into it, guys. So I decided to split this video into 2 parts because there's a lot I want to cover. Like I said, there's a lot I learned, and I want to focus on 2 different things. So this
I think we're only going to be watching the first part.
What every role is doing wrong.
Unless people are super into this, and then maybe we
can
move on. That
everybody's mentality of the game and their understanding of their role is very, very different to what it should be. And hopefully by trying to explain some of the, I would say, false ideas that have creeped into Gold and Platinum level, we can hopefully improve the general play. And hopefully you guys will see an improvement, because I fully understand how frustrating it is for those of you who are watching the guide videos, watching the VOD videos, watching the pro play, because anyone who's watching a video to try and improve themselves on YouTube, try and improve their Overwatch play, is probably above average, or at least has an above average understanding of the game, because they're trying to understand the tactics. Whereas a lot of people, they go into the game, and fair enough, maybe Overwatch isn't the biggest deal to them, they just play it for fun. That's totally cool. But when that happens, you get a bunch of people playing the game without really knowing what their role is supposed to do. So in this video I want to cover what each of the roles are doing wrong, and some of the misunderstandings I encountered when I was in Gold, some of the discussions I had with other players.
I think it's, for me personally, I think it's super important that if you ever plan on playing like the competitive version of whatever game that you're playing, I'm personally a big advocate of making sure that you go somewhere and you study that game, the roles you want to play, the heroes or characters you want to play as. If you're going to go into a game and you want to play in it like the competitive section of that game, you should really give yourself every benefit that you can to start out with a leg up. I love to just tool around in quick play and just have a good time and play with people where there are no consequences. It's a lot of fun. But for me personally, when I wanted to really get back into competitive and give myself a chance to climb and have just more fun being better at the game, I went through and I made sure to study everything I could find, all the tech, all the strats, just so that I had a wider knowledge of the game and I had a better understanding of how I can help my teammates by recognizing what strats and what techniques they're using. Oh, he's about to go do this. What I can do is I can go do this, and that's going to help him with what he's trying to do. So I think it's important to, whenever you're going to play the competitive game, give yourself every benefit that you can by just going through on YouTube, on Twitch, and learning from those people that have so much more experience and so much higher technical ability, because they can give you something to work towards.
Where it just seemed like they didn't really understand what their role was supposed to do. We'll try and clear that up. And in the next video, I'll talk about some general things that can be improved at a level, and what a lot of Gold players and Platinum players that I saw were doing wrong, or what they understood was wrong. Because I think that's the most important thing. Again, I'll never bash anybody for having bad aim or bad technical ability, but if you care about the game and you want to play it competitively, then you should understand the game, and there's no excuse for not understanding the game better when there's so many resources out there. So let's try and right some of these wrongs, guys.
That's a very good point.
And fix some of these issues. So I'm going to start with tank, the role I know best, and I think is also probably the role that is most incorrectly played at that elo.
Oh yeah,
Now, for
I
those of you
definitely
that don't
agree.
know, the lowest count of players at any role is a tank. And you said something you really realize when you start playing a lot more games is that tanks, and particularly main tanks, are a real shortage in Overwatch. And the
Yep,
good main
that's
tank
something I
players will
mentioned.
climb ladder very fast because there's just not enough of them. And so when you do get one in your team, it makes a big difference. So one of the first things I noticed while playing in this elo is that nobody seems to want to play main tank. And again, I understand how frustrating it is to play main tank if your team isn't.
People are always really excited when I join competitive games in silver because I always lock in Reinhardt right away, and there's so few main tanks out there that they get excited. They're like, oh sweet, we've got a shield tank, that's awesome, we've got a main tank.
Coordinating with you, and there is a lot of miscoordination and uncoordinated play at Gold and Plat level is what I found. The first off, people, if you are somebody who wants to play tank, and to be honest, if you're somebody who really cares about climbing, main tank is really important, guys. It's a really important role to have. If you do the right things, more often than not, you're gonna make a difference for your team, and you'll see that in your SR climb, because you will climb a lot faster than say a DPS when there's a lot of DPS. And anytime you go and pick DPS in a game, you have to compete with maybe 2 or 3 other people who want to pick DPS as well.
Yeah,
If you pick
I
main
think
tank,
everyone
it's very
should
unlikely
try
to
out
encounter
tank
another
main tank
in
at
any
some
game.
point.
You're gonna
Trying out main tank and just playing some games as a main tank can give you such a new perspective on how the game is played, because nearly every aspect of this game is anchored on each team fight. Essentially each team fight is anchored around the positioning and movements of the main tanks. They're essentially the anchors of these teams. They are the point at which the engagement begins. When two main tanks approach each other, that's when the first interaction team to team typically happens, is when the two main tanks approach each other. And everything after that is a game of chess, where these main tanks are trying to position, grab space, and create opportunities for their team to play off of the advantages that their main tank is trying to create for them.
occupy a role that your team needs, and you're going to make a visible difference on the game. Now, speaking of which, the thing I realized though is that 90% of the main tanks, or just tanks in general, didn't understand what the role of a tank is. And I want to make that clear now, because it seems like there was a lot of confusion. And I'll explain what that role is with a little bit of an anecdote. So I was on Horizon Lunar Colony. We were attacking the point A, and we were just stuck at the choke. Nobody seemed to be going in. We were just all poking, and inevitably, somebody says, "Oh, DPS aren't doing their job." What I said was, "Look, you need to go in. The tanks need to go in. We're just standing at the choke. You guys need to go in and make space." Now, for those of you that don't know, that is the fundamental job of tanks, is to make space, and I'll explain what that means in a minute. But the person who started the DPS aren't doing their job flaming session, they replied saying, "No, DPS is supposed to create space for tanks."
No.
Now, even though that was the only physical time someone
I
said
experienced
that,
that so often.
it's clear once I heard that was how the majority of tanks in Gold were playing. Now, let me clear that up unequivocally, guys. That is absolutely wrong. 100, 200, 300% wrong. That could not be more wrong. If it was the job of DPS to make space for tanks, then I don't know what tanks would even do in Overwatch. Because if DPS was supposed to make space and get kills and clean up fights, then tanks would essentially just be a body to put on a point.
Right. And that's something that I have experienced so many times in the lower elos, is that so many teams go into it, each team fight, assuming that the first step is for DPS to get a pick. That's what has to happen, is our DPS needs to get a pick. That's the way we initiate this fight. And I feel like what a lot of people are missing out on is that beginning stage where the DPS are poking positioning, and waiting. There's not enough patience in the lower elos. There's always, we've got to rush. We've got to try to push through as many times as possible, and they put quantity over quality. And so instead of going into each team fight going, okay, our DPS need to get a pick so that we have an advantage, you can create an advantage without exposing the team by helping the tank with gaining position, and by simply protecting the healers and protecting the tanks when the flankers and the divers come rushing in, by keeping them safe and by staying close to your team. And obviously there are exceptions to this rule with like snipers and flankers and stuff. But in general, when the DPS is first approaching with the entire team, try to stay tight. Try to stay with your team. Keep people safe and give the tanks enough time to give you the space you need to really work your magic. So yeah, keep going here.
And in which case, they could just be Bob. Bob would do the job of a tank if that's all that they did. As a tank, your number one job is to dedicate your life to making the DPS's life easier. And you do this by taking space. Now what that means is you have to occupy certain areas which make room for your team to come in and occupy after you. Because as a tank, you're going to draw a lot of attention. You're a big body, large HP pool, and if you're a Reinhardt, for example, you have this big shield that blocks blocks damage for your teammates. Same goes for Winston. If you jump in on top of somebody and you put a bubble around them, or you just start zapping them, that is really, really hard to ignore. Like if you jump the back line, they have to turn and do something about you because you're this gigantic monkey tasering them in the face. So when you jump in as a
tasering
or as Reinhardt, when you walk forward with your shield and you occupy a certain area of the map, you allow your DPS and your healers to come forward and take that aggressive position, and you allow them to get better angles. For example, if you're playing with a Widowmaker and you're stood at a choke point, and I think the best example for this, guys, is Hanamura Point A, because I played this map a few times while I was playing DPS in Gold, and almost every time without fail, my team would sit at the choke, those wooden arches at the front, and that was it. They just hold their shield up and take infinite amounts of poke. But if you do that, guys, what happens is your Widowmaker has absolutely no angles to take from that point on. She can hook shot to the window, she can hook shot to the balcony, and that's about it. Beyond that, she has to go on a wild flank, and you really shouldn't be asking your Widowmaker to basically open the fight for you. You have to open the fight for the Widowmaker.
This is something I actually get flamed for a lot at the lower elos, is that I play a very aggressive tank. I'm constantly trying to, even I fall victim to the sit and wait fallacy of, well, if I can wait a little bit longer, then maybe we can get a pick or something like that. But generally, I try to focus on holding down W, moving forward. And I get flamed a lot for being too aggressive of a tank. And perhaps sometimes I do try to reach too far or something like that. I don't really know. Since I'm still not as skilled a player as maybe a diamond or a plat or whatever. I still don't know the perfect distance that I should be pushing forward and stuff like that. But an aggressive tank is a positive thing. It's a beneficial thing for your team, because an aggressive tank is going to be more willing to put their body in front of those bullets for you, and they're going to be a lot more proactive in giving you the space you need to work around them.
And you do this by walking forwards into the fight, getting in the enemy's face. And when you take their attention away, that allows your Widowmaker or another DPS, allows them the time to take their shot, take their aim, and properly connect with their shots. Instead, if you stand at the choke and you force them to just take unfavorable angles, they're going to be pressured. They're going to get spam coming their way. They're going to find it really, really hard to get a shot off clean. And if they can't get a shot off clean, they're going to find it harder to kill people. And you need them to kill people to actually win the fight. So if you're somebody who's playing tank, in particular if you're playing main tank, it's your job to jump in even if it means you die. Now, that doesn't mean you have license to just throw your body and die repeatedly, because at that point you are feeding. But if you are unsure, it's better it's better at a lower elo to err on the side of aggression than to err on the side of passivity. You may jump in and die, or you may charge in and die, but even your death isn't actually necessarily mean the end of the fight, provided you made space for your team.
Right.
If you created enough distraction, if you occupied enough real estate to allow your team to come in, for your DPS to come in and take the angles they want to take, then you've done your job as a tank, whether you're alive or dead. Preferably you're alive. And this is where you really start to differentiate the good main tanks from the bad main tanks. The bad main tanks will come in and they'll throw themselves forward and they'll die. And maybe their team capitalizes off the space they've made, maybe they don't. The good main tanks will find a way to get in the enemy's face, pressure them, occupy their attention, distract them from the DPS, but then also get out.
Yeah, that's where a lot of like the
tank
tech comes into play,
your
is
currency is your
learning the
health
right
pool,
tech
essentially.
and
You
strats.
trade your health for space. So it's okay for you to take damage. It's okay for you to go down to low HP, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what your job is as a tank, is to go in and tank damage. That's where the name comes from. You're supposed to tank damage for your team. If you stand at the choke, holding your shield up, or just poking aimlessly back and forth, and you're waiting for your DPS to start the fight, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make that clear, guys, for everybody who's playing tank.
That's something so many low
really
elo tanks fall victim to.
Tank. Learn main tank.
Just sitting and waiting for somebody else to start the game.
There's just not enough main tanks playing at any rank in Overwatch, but particularly at the lower elos. So you will climb if you learn how to play main tank. And the way you do that is by making space. Go in, be aggressive, guys, and communicate to your team. That's the most important thing as a main tank, is to communicate to your team. And don't be afraid.
Communication is so important.
A bit of space, even if it means you die.
This is something that is so hard to find in like bronze, silver, and gold, is people who are willing to make the call outs to say, hey, so and so is low, hey, focus down Zarya, hey, focus down Mei. It happens so often that I have to go into these comp games and say, hey, I want to challenge you guys to each make 3 call outs by the end of this match, this round. And I want to challenge you to do that, and challenge yourselves to try to do that, because otherwise it's so quiet, and it's hey, where are you? Hey, who's doing this? Hey, why are you over there? Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to move to this position. Hey, I'm about to use this ability. Hey, I think that person has their ultimate. That kind of communication is so lacking in these low elos, and all it takes is to let yourself be comfortable with just like puking out your stream of consciousness. And I tell people, don't be afraid to tell us what you want. Say, I want health. I want to kill this character. I want to move to this position. Even just saying the things that you want to happen next in the game gives your team more information to work with about what you're going to be doing next and how you want to accomplish it. That in and of itself is going to give you the ability to learn how to do call outs better. You might start saying, I want health, I want to be behind the shield, I want to move to the cart. But from there, you're going to start getting more specific, because you're not going to get the exact results you're wanting, but you're going to notice that you're getting more results. So from there, you're going to say, okay, I want to move on the cart, and I want a Reinhardt to be in front, and I'd like our Reaper to flank around to the left and focus down that healer. And then you're going to start getting even better results and more accurate results. And the games are going to start rolling and rolling and rolling and getting so much better. So communication. If I could give any piece of advice into improving your games and improving your experience in Overwatch, communicate more.
Like I said, don't go throwing, guys. Don't go feeding the enemy. But it's okay to die as a main tank. It's better to be aggressive than to just sit there and do nothing, because if you do nothing, nothing will happen. That's your job as a main tank. If nothing is happening, it's your fault as a main tank. It's not the DPS's fault. Moving on to healers, guys. What I actually realized that a lot of healers are doing at that rank is something that I actually it really surprised me, because I thought it would be the other way around. So one of the myths about healers in general is that you would think that the higher you go, the more healers start to DPS, right? Because theoretically, the higher you go, the more technically skilled the players are. So you would imagine that the higher you go, the more likely you're going to see an Ana start trying to frag out, ignoring her team to try and snipe the enemy Ana or a Widowmaker or a Pharah or something. And same
You
goes
could think
for, like,
about.
Moira.
I mean, I could see why
You'd
some
see a
people would think
DPS
that.
Moira in the back line, or a Zen on a flank, the flank Yada. You would think that that's how logic would follow.
Flank Yada.
But having played at
I've never
Gold
heard
and
that
Platinum
term
now,
before.
I understand that it's actually the complete opposite. And this was, again, something that really surprised me. But what I realized is that way too many healers at Gold and Platinum were trying to do the job of the DPS. They were trying to make kills happen themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I imagine this comes out of a frustration because they've played in many games where they feel like nothing is happening because maybe, like I said, the main tanks aren't doing their job, or they feel like kills just aren't coming, and they feel like their DPS are shit, or their DPS aren't doing their job. And so I think a lot of the healers out there have learned to take matters into their own hands, and they've started, going for the kills hard. And there were two very clear heroes where I saw this error happen more often than others. Now those were Mercy and Moira. Now the Moira is unsurprising probably, because Moira is one hero who legitimately can get all 5 gold medals. Now you might say that if as Moira you went and got all 5 gold medals, that you did your job and therefore it was the rest of your team's fault.
This is something that I talk about probably every stream, is that I don't understand people's obsession with medals. That somehow the medal system is a accurate measurement of how well you performed. And I try to make it clear that medals are only the numbered stats of your inputs into the game. Okay? This is how much damage you did to other players. This is how many players you killed. And this is how much time you stood standing at this place. And this is how much time you spent healing another character. These are this is great information to have if you're working purely on your technical skill. It's great information to gather and to look at when you're trying to understand where your technical ability is at. But gold medals are never going to tell you how well of a teammate, how good of a teammate you were. It's not going to tell you how strategically you were using those kills, that healing, that damage. Okay? It's raw data, and in order to interpret it, you also have to put over the lens of how was I communicating, how was I using my damage, how was I tactically implementing those kills, things like that. So when people say, well, I've got gold kills, I praise them. I say, great. That's showing that you've got great technical ability, but you're focusing on killing one person over and over, or you are, going off away from the team and picking off a random person here and there over and over again and racking up those kills when we need you somewhere else doing something that will strategically benefit us in a way that moves the team forward, not just drives your stats up. So yeah, that's my rant about medals.
But I'm going to try and patiently explain to you guys that that's also a wrong and flawed mentality.
He's going to tell you.
Bear with me, because
this guy's Grandmasters.
I know
Remember
that might
that.
anger some of you, but just bear with me while I try to explain to you why it isn't good. Now, first of all, just because you have the gold healing medal does not mean you healed as much as you could do. Now again, that's one of those things where it's like a false logic. You would think if you had gold healing that therefore you've justified your actions as a healer. But in reality, when you get gold healing, you're only competing with one other healer maximum, potentially. Unless your team is running triple support. But it's very unlikely. I didn't see a lot of that. Playing someone like Moira. Moira is a main healer. She does more healing than most of the other healers in the game. So, by default, you're expected to have gold healing.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you out-heal the other support on your team, doesn't necessarily mean that you were doing as much healing as you should have been doing. For example, if you play Moira alongside a Lucio, the Lucio may have spent a lot of his time speeding the team around. And now that can be a very, very good play.
Right.
Speeding your team around and, allowing them to get into positions quicker and get into the enemy's face quicker.
That's something he's touching on, is those strategic uses of abilities and technical skill. That just because the raw data says you did something better than someone else doesn't mean that you outperformed them in the game.
Can have huge impact that doesn't come through in the medal statistics. You just don't see it. It won't come up anywhere. And the Lucio may have silver healing. That doesn't mean that you as Moira have done your job. And what I noticed was a lot of Moiras wraithing into the back line, one-on-oneing the enemy healers or an enemy DPS. And again, you might say that if you get a kill, then you've done your job. But the problem is, guys, that isn't your job as a healer. Your job isn't to get kills. The reason you set up a 2-2-2 comp is that you want 2 people whose role is to DPS, 2 people whose role is to tank, and 2 people whose role is to heal. Now, if you decide as a Moira to go DPS, or as any healer, if you decide to go DPS, you throw that balance off. Even for however long you're doing it, you throw that balance so that your team is now playing with 3 DPS, 2 tanks, and 1 healer.
Mm-hmm.
And as Moira, you're very self-sufficient. You can self-heal with your right click, and you can also orb to save yourself. So you're not going to die very often, because you can always wraith out. If in absolute trouble, you can always wraith out. But somebody like a McCree, a Widowmaker, even a Genji who doesn't have any backup is going to die very, very quickly. So if your DPS are playing one of these heroes who aren't self-sufficient, and almost no hero in the game is as self-sufficient as Moira, so your DPS are not as self-sufficient as you. They need your help to stay alive and therefore get kills.
Well
So
said.
if you wraith into the backline and you start DPSing, of course you're going to out DPS them because they're going to die very, very quickly. They're not as self-sufficient as you. So you might do 200 damage that leads to nothing.
That's good.
Whereas
That's
they
good.
do
If
50
you
damage and die. So of course you're going to keep the gold healing medal, and now you're going to out DPS your DPS.
and this is something he's going to talk about, is that losing focus of what your role is supposed to accomplish can create an imbalance in the team, and while you might be getting more kills than the DPS, you are not assisting in the success of your team. You're only assisting in your own personal stats going up. It's going to have less benefit, less effect on your team winning than if you simply enable the people that are supposed to be getting the kills to get the kills.
At the end of the day, it's they're the ones better equipped to kill people. Moira is not very good
Right here.
at killing people, at finishing people off. She's good at doing little bits of poke damage, and sure, if you throw an orb at a low target, it'll finish them off. But a Genji is so much better. A Tracer is so much better.
Yep, exactly.
A Doomfist
And makes
is
it
so
so you
much better.
can't climb.
So by enabling your DPS to get kills, to do damage, you allow for your team as a whole to do a lot more work. Not to mention the fact that even if you get 1 kill, but you spent that time DPSing and then one of your DPS dies, you've negated that 1-for-1 kill that you made. Whereas it would be much better if you'd kept your DPS alive and allowed them to get that 1 kill.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got a 6v5 situation. And this again applies to the other example that I noticed, which is that I saw that almost every Mercy that I encountered in Gold and Platinum used their Valkyrie to pull their blaster out and start trying to get kills.
Oh my god.
Now I remember
It's
a while
super
back, I was
funny
on Reddit
and
again,
fun to watch, but
and I saw a discussion, and
it doesn't-
somebody, in
it
fact,
doesn't
commented
help
this on
much.
one of my posts as well, asking if it was a good idea to pretty much always use Valkyrie as a means of getting kills. Because this person said that when they Valk, they can almost always get at least 2, sometimes 3 kills. So they were wondering if it was worth, and it seems to suggest that they did feel like it was worthwhile, it was valuable to use Valkyrie as a primarily blaster killing DPS tool. Now, as with most things in Overwatch, whether or not this is a good decision is highly contextual. It really depends on the situation. But let me explain to you guys the ways in which pulling out your blaster and trying to kill people while in Valk is not always a good idea, and it's a deceptively bad idea. And I would suggest that most of the time it's a bad idea. Now let me explain why. Now, as I just said, when you start a game and you go with a 2-2-2 comp, which is the theoretical...
I would say one of the situations where damage mercy works is a scenario where it's like a 3v4 and all you've got left is a healer and a DPS and your mercy. Mercy using her Valkyrie to bust out 2 kills while the other healer keeps up that 1 DPS. You're going to get 1 or 2 kills. That DPS might get one of those kills, and then it's a 3v1 situation, which lets you finish off that team fight in the benefit of your team and maybe get a tick on a point or progress on a cart. It's very specific, but it is a scenario in which you could benefit from that.
Theoretically optimal comp. We're putting goats aside for a minute because that's a fad, I guess you could say, and it may well be gone soon. But ideally the comp is 2-2-2. And with that 2-2-2, not only is there the balance of who's healing, who's damaging, and who's tanking, there's also a balance of the types of ults that you have. So tank ults are generally good, again, at either creating space, or taking space, or stalling. DPS ults are almost always good at killing. Support ults are good at supporting. Lucio and Zen's ult will pretty much make your team immortal for a little bit of time. And Ana's is now in the new version is heal as well as a damage buff and reduction. Coalescence obviously heals and damages. And then we've got Valkyrie, which has the potential to heal multiple targets at the same time, which Mercy can't do ordinarily, and also damage boost multiple people.
Saki, who we play with a lot of times on this channel, is a phenomenal Mercy, and she always makes it a point as soon as she ults, saying everyone get together, damage and healing is shared. And you can see it because she's flying up in the air. Everyone, like ants, scatters, kind of crawls together, and all of a sudden they group up because she's communicating and letting her team know that I am enabling you to stay alive longer and to kill more people.
People at the same time.
She's really good at it.
If you start a game with 2-2-2, the balance is that you have 2 ults that are supposed to support you. They're supposed to keep the team alive. And that's where Valkyrie can be amazing, because the ability to chain heal your team and also to chain damage boost them, to flick between the two whenever you need, to give all your teammates 30% plus damage is huge if you can do it. Similarly, healing your team with the Mercy Beam, all at the same time is a huge buff to your team. If you decide to pull your blaster out and just Valkyrie, you've now essentially traded a support ult for a DPS ult, and a not very good DPS ult. Because when you're thinking about value, guys, you always have to think about value in context. Value in the context of what value could another hero provide you in the same situation. So for example, if you were going to use Valkyrie just to blast her DPS kill people, you may as well just have had a Genji Blade instead, which is much more likely to kill people and much easier to kill people with. And alternatively, think about it this way, is that if you didn't have Valkyrie and instead you had a Zenyatta and you had a Transcendence, and that ability to keep your team alive, basically immortal for 6 seconds or whatever it is that Zen's Transcendence lasts, you're trading that potential ability to swing a fight in that huge way, and you're trading it for the possibility that you frag out with your blaster and get 2 or 3 kills. And here's the other part of the Valkyrie fallacy, as I would like to call it.
The Valkyrie fallacy.
You pretty much have to get 2 kills to justify blastering with your Valkyrie, at least. And here's why, because again, for that duration of time that you pull your pistol out and you start chasing a Widowmaker or an enemy support or even a Winston or something, for that duration of time, your comp is now suddenly 3 DPS. You're down a healer because one of your healers is not healing anymore. So for every second you spend blastering, you're increasing the likelihood that one of your teammates dies from a lack of healing. So if you pull your blaster out and get 1 kill, you've probably done a bad trade, if anything, because you've not only used an ult, but one of your teammates almost certainly will die while you're not healing them. And even 2 kills quite often may not be a valuable trade if you're not healing your team, because maybe 2 of your teammates will die. Again, it depends on context. But now you gotta think about it the other way. If you had spent that time healing and damage boosting your team, and remember guys, that's a huge damage boost if you can get 3, 4, 5 of your teammates in that damage boost. And if they got 2 and 3 kills because of your damage boost, you've achieved the same as you would have done pulling your blaster out and solo killing.
But your team is alive.
As you would done now, having kept your team alive and allowed them to get the kills. Now I understand why people do the Blaster Valkyrie, because it feels good, and it's a very direct impact that you can make on the game. You pull your blaster out, you kill 2 people, you can see them die, you feel like you've done your job, and you feel really good about yourself. But the true support and the really good support player recognizes that it's not about them getting the kills, it's just about the team getting the kills and the team staying alive. And the best way for the team to succeed is for you to enable them with your ultimate, for you to keep them alive, for you to damage boost them. Because it's much better if your team comes out of a fight, all 6 of them alive and the entire enemy team dead, rather than you blastering, killing 3 people, leaving 3 people on the enemy team, but now 2 of your teammates have died and you're down to 4, and then again you're still scrapping it out. So again guys, I'm not saying you never use Blasters Valkyrie, because there are some times, and I covered this in my Versity video, when are the good times to use your blaster. But valking just exclusively to blaster is a deceptively bad idea. It's a trap that you get caught into, because it feels good to get those kills directly, but you're not actually necessarily doing the best thing for your team. And I think this sums up what I noticed amongst a lot of the support players, is that they're obviously frustrated with the level of DPS players that they're being put with, and they feel like they're not doing their job enough. So I noticed a lot of supports were quite frequently trying to just go for kills. They were ignoring their team. Mercy's pulling out their blasters, Zen's on a flank, Lucio's doing the wall ride boop Lucio thing, and more
come on, you can't hate on a Lucio boop.
It's
those
really
things
not
are
a good
awesome.
idea, guys, because while it might feel good to get a kill and then it allows you to flame your DPS for not doing their job, in reality your job is not to get kills.
Especially because Lucio's abilities are almost entirely passive.
Kills, and maybe even your tanks
so he can spend as much time as he wants trying to get kills, as long as he's positioning himself that he can still benefit the team.
The DPS are shit, I've got the gold medals, or I'm getting the kills, the DPS aren't doing anything, then you're not doing their job, you're trying to take their job from them, and you're just making the entire team that much less efficient. And finally, moving on to the role in question, which is DPS, which is what I've been playing a fair amount of for the last couple of weeks. Now I saved this for last deliberately because you might.
Do we want to go? Do we want to go through DPS, or do we want to kind of hold off and maybe save that for next time? Because I know I'm getting a little itchy for some games, and I don't know if you guys are getting itchy to see it. So let me know what you think. Should we finish up this video? We've got 10 minutes left. You guys can wait 10 more minutes, yeah? Nobody? There's like 10 people in chat, but nobody's... Alright, I'll just keep it going.
In support of DPSs, having played as one.
I don't care.
And I
oh, thank you.
Ways, I do have sympathy for DPSs in some ways, having gotten a flavor for what
That's
it's
very
like
helpful. No.
And I have 2 areas of complaint.
I've got the spare time. Fair enough.
Solo queue system. And what I've realized is that solo queue basically breeds a particular fault in DPS that I have seen not just at Gold and Plat, but I've seen this at the highest levels of play. I've seen this at Master GM level players making this mistake. To be honest, it is the mistake that I've seen most often amongst any role at any level, is that DPS try to do the whole game on their own. They try to carry the whole game on their own. They never play with their teammates. They don't want anything to do with them. And this is what I've noticed cost more games than most things.
I'm chatting. Damn the delay. Turn on low latency.
To go badly is when your DPS don't coordinate. It breeds through the whole team, and nobody ends up coordinating, because if one guy is going in at one time, the rest of the team isn't there, or they're forced to take a quick and bad engagement, or they don't fight at all and that guy dies on their own. They flame their team for not coming in with them, It breeds a horrible environment. But what I also learned was that that's what the solo queue environment essentially asks of them. That's where I have sympathy for them, because I realized playing DPS and having played DPS with tanks who are super passive, who never do anything, and when the entire rank, the gold and platinum rank, seem to have an understanding that it's the job of DPS to start the fight, it's the job of DPS to make space. I understand the frustration of why DPS learn to ignore their team.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if something goes wrong or if the game goes wrong, it was always tilt DPS time. It was always blame the DPS. It's the DPS's fault. They didn't get kills. And that's a very simplistic understanding of Overwatch, guys.
Yeah, it's
just because you didn't get
so
kills
flawed.
doesn't mean that the DPS didn't do their job. It could have been that the DPS didn't do their job. But what's more likely happened is that your team didn't engage properly. They didn't start a fight. They never started a fight, allowing the DPS the space and time and the chaos, because DPS sometimes need chaos to actually go in and get kills, to actually go in and do damage. If you stand aimlessly around and do nothing, of course your DPS are going to do nothing. And so what that mentality breeds in DPS is that they learn to ignore their team because they're not going to get any support from their team. And that's what happens when you have supports who are DPSing and tanks who aren't jumping in and supports who aren't supporting and healing you.
Yep.
As a
All
DPS, you learn that you're going to have to go play on a solo flank mission and just try and do everything on your own. And eventually, these DPS players, they get good enough at doing that. They get good enough at picking Tracer, sneaking into the back line, just going for a crazy 3k. If they pull it off consistently enough, they start to climb. You ask that same Tracer to save their pulse bomb for a graviton to get a free 6-man kill. They won't do it because they're so used to playing the solo game that they just learn to ignore their teammates. And that's what I've noticed. It seems to be a problem amongst DPS players, particularly at Gold and Platinum, where they're not even slightly trying. But it's a mentality that I've noticed DPS players at even higher elos find hard to let go of. And having read what some coaches and contenders team staff have said about training players and what problems they often come across, the number one problem that coaches seem to cite as DPS doing wrong is that they always try and carry the game on their back. They try and do everything on their own. And that's something that you have to get out of the habit of doing, guys.
Yeah.
And that might mean not playing solo queue so much, learning to play with your friends, finding people, whether it be through the group find or just naturally in the game, who you can trust, who you can play with. So if you're a DPS, finding tanks and healers who you can play with, who will make space for you, who will enable you. Because at the moment, the whole solo flank, I am the best player, I will do everything, and you guys suck and you guys are in my way, it makes a horrible game environment, guys. Because when you are playing,
it gets toxic.
when you are trying to coordinate, and your DPS aren't going in when you tell them to, they aren't following in with you, they're not coming back, they're always trickling in. That's the one thing I noticed DPS were most guilty of. They were always trickling in. They would always die late because they were too busy trying to get kills even after the fight was clearly over. And then they'll get 2 kills when everybody else is already dead, and they'll say, well, where was my team? My team didn't do anything. I got 2 kills. Where are you guys? But of course, kills are meaningless if they're not at the right time. If you don't get a kill when you...
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he just said? It's going back to that thing I said about medals.
When everybody else is already dead, and they'll say, well, where was my team? My team didn't do anything. I got 2 kills. Where are you guys?
Right here.
But of course, kills are meaningless if they're not at the right time.
Right
if you
there.
don't get a kill when your team can capitalize on it, then it's pointless. So that's partly why I made this video, because I wanted to try and change some of the mentalities that I encountered while playing in that elo. And it seems to be a sort of chicken and egg situation of each role was doing things that made it harder for the other roles to thrive. And we really need to change our understanding of what each role is supposed to do so we can all help each other, so that we all enter a game of Overwatch and it feels fun, it feels good, because we're coordinating and because everybody's trying to do the right things, even if we don't always do them, even if we don't always manage to execute. I'm sure all of you have been in games where it was really close, it was really fun, everybody's talking, everybody's coordinating, and even when you lose, it doesn't feel bad because you've had a good shot, you've had a good try at it. But nothing
when
feels
when the game ends and it was a really good fight, even if you lost, you have a good time. I rely on myself and disregard others in a game. I mean, yeah, everyone falls victim to that. But it happened a lot in Rocket League. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's in team games, it's so easy for us to fall back on our single player game mentalities of the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and to forget that there's other people around you that have the same goal as you and have skills or have abilities that can augment what you want to accomplish. And if you communicate with them and you rely on them to do their job and they do it correctly, you guys can have an exponential explosion of wins and growth and raising your skill cap, because them doing their job enables you to really open up and fully explore the abilities and skills that you have in a more cooperative environment.
Where you go in and nobody wants to help you. Nobody wants to do anything together. One person's doing one thing, another person's doing another thing. Someone's flaming someone's blaming someone else. Those are always the worst games, and those are the games that make Overwatch feel like a struggle. And these things happen because we aren't trying to do our roles, and we're all trying to infringe on each other's roles. So as tanks, you need to enable your DPS. You need to do your job, and that's to make their life easier. You got to make space for them, and that means trading your body, putting your body on the line. As healers, you need to stop trying to do the DPS's job. Heal them, enable them, heal your tanks, and enable them. And that's what a true support does. Sure, you might frag out occasionally as a support, and particularly some supports like Zenyatta are prone to fragging out. They're
absolutely
meant to frag out. But your primary job as a healer is to enable others. And as DPS, make it easier for your healers, make it easier for your tanks. Don't try and do the solo mission. Don't try and carry everybody and then gloat afterwards like, oh, I'm a sick DPS, I kill everybody. If you're always on a flank, if you're always away from your team, how do you expect them to help you? How do you expect them to enable you, to help you get kills? And when you do get kills that were helped by your team, where your tanks made space, where your healers healed you, acknowledge that, because too often in Overwatch, I think the reason so many people are drawn to DPS, we seem to give all the credit to DPS when things go right. In reality, when Overwatch is played correctly, everybody enables everybody else. And even if it's the DPS on the kill feed, even if it's the DPS doing the bulk of the damage, which is what they're supposed to do, it's not because they carried, it's because their team allowed them. They made the space, they gave them the heals, they gave them the damage boost, they put them in a position to be able to do what their role is supposed to do. So that's all for this part of the video, guys.
Okay, and so that kind of segues into the next part that I wanted to talk about. It's something I always talk about, is the positivity. Every time I play Zarya, where I am the only tank, the healers have focused on me. If the healers had focused on me, we would win. Well, almost guaranteed lose if they didn't. Well, you can look at that from a couple of different angles. Because they've got to keep everyone alive in order for you to succeed. But if they're ignoring you completely, absolutely, they're just setting the entire team up for failure. Just real quick, it's getting a little hot in here, guys, so I'm going to change into a t-shirt. I'm going to segue into the positivity stuff, and then I'm going to segue into the positivity stuff, and then we'll start some games. So I'll be right back. me readjust this real quick. So this is something he touched on very, very briefly when he was talking about stuff, and that's the positive mentality, the positive mental outlook. Having a positive mental outlook when playing Overwatch can actually sway the outcome of a game by praising your teammates, by using positive language, and by encouraging people. You can turn a toxic team into a hardworking, fragging out, unstoppable machine. I've literally had it where the team was ready to give up, ready to throw, and just and this is gonna sound dumb, but doing like a like a war speech, like, they may take our land, they may take our homes, but they will never take our hearts, that kind of thing. It can literally give the group a chance to laugh, take a breath, shake things off, and come at the next team fight with a completely different outlook and ready to actually try. And the other side of that coin is not coming at people at the end of a game and saying, you were shit. I've called this mentality the battlefield momentum. Yeah, absolutely. You can change the momentum in the middle of a game based on how you interact. And you can change the way people look at you and look at the game at the end of the game when you tell them, hey, you guys, you did really good. I want to encourage everybody to, keep up those good call outs and good luck on your next games. And then when it's over, instead of saying those DPS were shit or that healer was crap, instead of saying, man, what could I have done differently to make that game go better? What could I have said, or what actions could I have done that would have made it so that healer could have done their job better, or that DPS could have had better positioning so that they could have gotten more kills? Always look inwards at the end of those losses, guys, because by just passing out the blame and saying those people were bad because they didn't do what they were supposed to do, you're not gaining anything from that. You're not benefiting from that. You're not learning from that loss. When you stop and think about, okay, what did I do during that game? What could I have done better? And what should I do next time to improve? You're going to gain so much more benefit. You're going to increase your skill, you're going to increase your teamwork, and you're going to increase your ability to facilitate your teammates to work more efficiently and get those wins. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this new, weirder kind of professorally, education session or whatever. I want to do more stuff like this in the future and eventually bring other people into the Discord and have conversations about these kinds of things. And not just about Overwatch. It can be about things like, Call of Duty, Rocket League, things like that. And we can have more conversations about communities and how we can better affect our own gaming communities and how we can better interact with people who maybe toxic communities are so difficult to overcome, but it's literally the community itself that has the only ability to fix it. The game developers can't fix the toxicity. A new character won't eliminate the toxicity. It's literally the actions taken by the community that have the only power to change the way people play. Oh, dude, believe me, I am 100% on board with that. Zno says, I'd like to mention that not everyone's goal is to win. Sometimes having fun is okay too. And I completely agree. But the concept of playing a game, for the most part, is for you to enjoy beating a game. That's the general concept of the game, is that there's a goal to achieve. And like for a game like Overwatch, that's the goal to achieve at the end is beating the other team. And that's supposed to be what's fun about it. The game, Jeff Kaplan, when this game first came out, said, this game is a game directed at having fun with your friends. Ranked is to win, though. The goal of ranked is to win. Yeah, but the goal of quick play is to win, too. I mean, the game doesn't end until one team wins. And so it's technically still the goal no matter what. It's just that one has a direct measurement scale of how well you won. The other one is a no consequences, no derivative version of the game where yes, one team won and one team lost, but that's it. You know, and there's less pressure, there's less intensity in that. While I completely agree, you don't want to necessarily lose sight of the fact that you're playing a game whose goal is to win. It's winning is supposed to be, or even losing, winning or losing, you know, fun is supposed to be had. And it's the process of trying to win the game that is supposed to induce that fun. So, yeah, So I agree, but I kind of have a more focused view on it, I guess I'd say. But that is that. It's time to actually play some video games. It's time to actually do some stuff. So, let's get into the games. Keep it up. I've been endorsed a bunch of times. That's awesome. I love it. I'm not going to get any of these skins. It's a lot of crazy peripheral stuff. This is pretty cool. I like that spray. Alright. Get some stretches in so we can settle ourselves and get into some gameplay. Let's see who's online socially. Siren's playing. She's in a quick play game. Okay, there's a few people on. I think I'm going to start with the group finder, though. Let's see if there's any decent groups that we can join up with. Let's look at our career profile. How far are we? We're pretty far. The next rank is 2000. So we have almost 500 SR to climb to get to that point. We got pretty close last time we played, but not as close as we'd like. New player icon, where's that? New player icon. Oh. Serpent Spear Reinhardt. Interesting. No, I like my Reinhardt. Let's get out of low silver. Mike wanted, not needed. Alright. Let's join the group and see what happens. Hello!
Host, hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
That's too much positivity for this group.
What do you mean? We need positivity.
Yeah, your happy is way too loud, man.
I'm the guy to go to for happiness. I'm trying to change Overwatch one positive phrase at a time.
So you're like a prostitute.
Yes, except you don't have to pay me, so I'm more of just like a harlot.
Got it.
A harlot of positivity.
Doing a fantastic job.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Astra,
You're not so
do you
bad
have a
yourself.
mic? No. Okay, but at least you respond in chat. That's all I want. I want people that will actually respond in chat.
I'll be right back.
Everybody
real
back?
Quick. Yeah, I can go ahead and queue. I'm just stepping away real quick.
Okay.
So, how have you guys' games been going?
We've been on a winning streak.
Hey, that's fantastic. I definitely
it's
like to
actually been
contribute to
boosting
see
my
some
win
more.
percentage.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, my win percentage with Ana now is at 79%.
Wow, that's pretty good. I'd love to get me a piece of that, that's for sure. Buddha.
Yeah, every time I see a really good nano opportunity, I'm like, guys,
Oh,
you want
please.
this nano?
Who wants it?
I never get it.
Buddha,
Because you
what
play,
tanks
like,
do you play?
Healers.
I do Rhine, Orisa, Diva, and Roadhog.
Are we starting the queue or what?
Sweet.
Bootyful said that he'll be right
What?
back, and I don't want to start it while
Oh,
he's gone.
no.
I
I was just
typically
grabbing
play
something out of the microwave.
Oh, are you back already, Bootyful?
Yeah.
Rhine,
Alright,
Orisa,
so
and Hog.
I'm gonna queue us up.
Mostly Rhine main.
Alright, I don't mind playing off Rhine.
I love nano
Cool,
and me
cool,
and
cool.
Ryan.
Hey, let's do it.
But only if there are no better combinations and you're really
Oh, ouch. Oh.
Well, because if we get like a Genji or, like Nano Blade is super good.
That's fair. That's fair.
However, if Nano Blade isn't an option and there's no other better options, and you have Shatter, you are gonna
Oh, interesting.
be. Or if you're just really low on health and it's important to keep you alive, I will nano you just for health's
Well,
sake.
I
if you
mean,
get-
I personally feel it's always important to keep me alive.
yeah, I always try to keep the things.
Debatable.
Hey, I suppose.
Just kidding.
So if you ever get a random nano, that's usually me.
Would you call that a randonan?
A rando nan. That's usually me just nanoing you to keep you alive.
Fair enough.
If you were super low health and you just get a nano, that's what it is. Because I feel bad because then people will be like, why did you nano me? And it's like, don't worry, it's not for you to get kills, it's for you to live. I won't
There
be
are
offended
there's too many tanks that fall into that trap of like, I have nano, I have to do something.
No, and then when Anas get upset, I think it's so stupid. Like, if you nano them to keep them alive, don't expect them to all of a sudden aggro. Like,
I am a pretty aggro tank, though, just so you're aware.
hey, it's fine. If you're aggro and you stay alive and you kill things, then it's perfect.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect
did we lose
combination.
somebody?
That's their game.
Running a 5-stack right now.
Yeah, we
Looks
lost
like
him.
Astro left.
Oh.
Yeah, he had no mic.
See how we do without Fish. He got a lot of kills.
Yeah, Fish is very good.
I like fish.
Hello, copycat ninja.
Is that a Naruto reference?
I think it is.
Hello?
Have a mic? Oh, you.
Oh, hey. Looks like a
Greetings.
Genji main. Let's go.
There
Oh,
goes my
howdy.
nanos.
I saw he was a Genji. I was like, oh, there we got some nanos. Wait, did he speak? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he said something.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
there you go.
I probably won't play Genji though.
Oh, rip.
You thinking of playing?
Reaper.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Because
That's
he's
fine.
Nano Reaper.
OP as fuck right now.
yeah, he is.
Yeah. I hate Reaper right now.
Get it in now before it gets
As a tank.
nerfed.
And it's big counter to Reaper.
Oh yeah, I've been throwing nades on Reapers all fucking day. And they always come after me too. I'm like, oh, buddy, just run away.
Gives head pats.
Yeah, because they'll come after me, but my team will be there to follow up. So I like nade them, and I'm like, what do you think you're gonna do now?
But like, if there's a Reaper anywhere close, like the entire team has to just focus on him, or else he's just gonna wreck shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So, do we have like a dedicated shot caller in this group right now?
Not really.
All right,
I'll call it out if somebody's out of position or low on health or something. But
fair enough.
Um,
General callouts are good though, yeah.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Challenge them? No, I don't think they need a challenge. They sound pretty proficient as it is. If the call, usually I wait to hear if the call outs are flat or not. If the call outs are flat, then I'll kind of like issue the challenge.
all right, I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Roger that. To do it ahead of time before you even know if they're any good,
I think we were in
it's
queue for like
kind
5 minutes last time.
kind of pretentious. I think, I don't know. That's all right. It gives us more time to chat.
So how was your day?
It was pretty good. Had my one day off each week, and I started out my stream by doing like a general like coaching education session about like the community in Overwatch and toxicity and roles and stuff like that. And now we're doing some games.
Oh fuck, is that guy back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, thank God.
Wait, so you're saying we're on your stream?
Yeah, we're live, baby.
Oh fuck, can they hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Hello, internet.
Oh, you got a streamer here?
Yep.
Is it
It's
Twitch?
me.
Yeah, Twitch.
Should we double shield this?
I ain't opposed to it.
Justice will be done.
Reinhardt, I must say you're looking quite well. This life must agree with you.
And you
I'll probably
are
switch off
looking
Orisa
as
once we start
lovely
moving.
as ever.
Especially good
Just
when
kidding,
she
we're gonna
says
hold the
fuck.
first point this whole time.
Such a medieval view.
There you go.
Do you guys want to start in hotel or right on the choke?
I'm just gonna post up like this corner here.
And not even take me to dinner before you bring me to a hotel.
I mean, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Alright, I'm going jungle, guys.
I'm going mid.
Oh shoot, wrong game?
Got a Ryan and Hog.
Defend
cool.
objective A.
Alright, that Reaper is going to go around behind. He's going full left.
out and face me.
Watch that jump.
Oh, there's a Reaper behind. I'm getting lit up.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Alright, I'm down.
The Reaper baited out my nade. Couldn't hit him.
It's alright.
I will not give up the fight.
Mercy down.
Nice pick.
They're on the right side of the
Good
zone.
hold. Good hold.
Get behind the dragon.
Alright, I've got ultimate. The other Rhine's gonna be close.
I also have ult.
Never. This will heal. Helden sterben nicht.
Ooh, try to kill you there. Oh, there was a Zenyatta behind me.
Get behind.
Enemy contact.
You seem in need of aid.
Alright, I'm charging my shield.
Barrier activated.
Up on the left. Watch left, jump left, jump left.
Scatter. Alright, I'm down.
Down.
Nice.
Coming back.
Let's go.
Again. Again.
Clutch, my dude. Clutch.
This will heal you.
Oops, too late.
60 seconds remaining.
Get behind.
Reaper on point.
Surrender to my will. You're powered up. Get in there.
Reaper down.
Ist doch nicht vorbei.
Alright, I'm down. If you've got a res... No, we don't.
30 seconds remaining.
I've got my ult.
Of course he aims for me.
On my way back.
Feel sad in the morning.
They use a lot of...
10 seconds
I
remaining.
think they use like 2 ults.
Helden sterben nicht.
3, they use 3 ults. Watch for the far. Nice.
Clearing the area.
Get behind.
Go. I'll keep you here.
Let's go.
Good round, good round.
Score
Who got nano?
0-0. Switching.
I got one.
Yeah, I gave it to them. They were low, both of them. Well, actually, no, the Hog wasn't low. I meant to nano the Rhine for that one, and then Hog was like, I'm stepping in the way.
Oh, I'm just too fat. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's okay, Hog. You don't need to.
Nanos happen all the time, and you kill
Yeah.
people with it, so you're fine.
You should have a positive body outlook.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the
Okay.
only thing ugly about Hog is that outie belly button.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. That is fair.
I have the butcher skin, and it's kind of gross. He's got like these hooks all over him, and like,
I know one of them. He's got like his nipple pierced, and I'm not okay with it.
Hey, listen. What he does with his body is up to him.
Justice will be done.
He's fat, but he has more HP than someone who's fully armored like Ryan.
He's got a point.
He can take like a full fucking like a diva ult if he just keeps inhaling
Yeah.
at the right
That's
time.
right.
Ryan only has 500, so let's eat, guys.
Allow me to repair the damage.
Oh, you got the golden axe. Nice.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, better use that to use.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
They're cheesing it. I knew it.
Oh, wow. That was
wait.
rough. Okay, we're probably going to have to go through hotel then.
Still kicking.
Oh, I wonder if I could hook him from here. Oh, damn it. I missed
We're
my
pretty spread out here, gang.
Power of destruction. Not ready.
Don't worry, my friends. I am your shield.
All right.
This will restore you.
I'm down, I'm down.
Oh, that Reaper's going to get that.
What? Nice.
Yeah. Push now, push now. I'll be right behind you.
Nice, nice.
Down the objective.
I think it's 15-1.
Nap time.
Get into position.
Alright.
Get behind.
All right, Hog's coming back.
To my will.
You have a Tracer coming in? Oh.
Oh.
Victory.
Damn. It's a good
Nicely
group.
done.
Keep playing if y'all are down.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Hell yeah.
Play of the game.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna head out, but
It's a very
pretty
quick-
rare to find a
Very
streak
quick
like
round.
Triple kill.
That was some great plays all the way
Fuck
around.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. I have a potty mouth. Is that okay for your stream, or should I clean it
Oh
up?
yeah, it's mature content. No worries.
Okay.
Yo, what is
Not
it
trying
like?
to be a douche.
Grab a
Twitch.tv.
soda real quick. Go ahead and cue.
Okay.
Say that again.
What is your thing?
You want the channel?
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Halefast Gaming. I can put it in chat if you'd like.
Do it. I'm gonna wait for you to put it in chat. To queue up, because I want to look it up.
There you go.
Let's get it.
Tell her to say fuck more often.
Wait, I think I want to wait for that guy to be back. He said he'll grab a soda, but like, my fear is an instant one.
Apparently,
does
my
happen
chat
rarely.
definitely wants to hear you say fuck more often.
Oh, okay. Fuck. How about that?
69 Turkey 69 is now following. Thank you so much. That was perfect. Thank you.
I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
This channel is intended for mature audiences.
Are you a partner?
No, I'm only an affiliate, but we're working our way up. Crimson Fawn, thank you so much for the 17 months in a row. Holy shit! What do we got? We got, oh yeah, the turkey. Thank you again for the follow. I appreciate it. KR Graver, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the
I
family.
could not find my Twitch app for the life of me. I was like, where is it?
I try to like group up like video apps and games like on separate pages and shit.
Yeah,
You have a
that
nice
Graver
beard,
guy,
what?
that was me.
I do have a nice beard. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Oh my god, it's magnificent.
Oh, you're too kind.
You're like Torbjorn if he were tall.
I'd like to think of myself more as a Reinhardt.
Well, Reinhardt, does he have a beard? When he gets
Nah.
old, right? No, he's not have one ever.
When is he old?
He's like old.
There it
now.
is. There's
Like,
that notification.
In time or whatever, Reinhardt's like oldish. Like he's got gray hair.
He had a like a blonde goatee when he was young.
Yeah.
And have you seen the Chinese New Year skin beard? Oh my god.
Yeah. Him and Hanzo have huge beards.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Zenyatta skin so bad.
Do you play Zen
Like I
at all?
have enough currency to buy it, but I don't want to do that. I want to get out of the loot box.
Man, I
That's
never
fair,
have
that's fair.
Close to enough money. I spend it.
I
as
got
soon
the
as I get
Hanzo
it.
one, but like I don't play DPS.
It would be nice if they instituted like a trade system where you could like sell off skins that you didn't want for like the currency.
Yeah, but then people are gonna be like sucking dick for skins and stuff. You don't want that.
I mean, sex work is work.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
I mean, I feel like people already suck dick to get carried on this game, so might as well let them suck dick for skin.
Ooh, she said in flames out there.
Throwing shade.
What? No, like okay, so there'll be the looking for group and it'll say e-girls only or like all these weird things. So I joined them to ask what the hell is going on. Like what do you want from these women? And sometimes I get in and they're like, how big are your tits? What do you look
Wow.
like? And then they're like, can send a pic. Nudes or no carry.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Serious? What?
Like that's like an actual thing.
Oh man, that's weird. I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy.
One of these days
I'm gonna
I
look out
should
for that.
I should do that and turn on my voice changer and just troll them.
You should. There was one game I joined where they were like, it was completely normal. We were playing, we were winning, and then they're like, "Yo, stud, are you hot?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go." So I was like, "All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lie to these boys." So I said, "Well, actually, no, I'm not hot. That's why I sit here playing video games all day. I'm 600 pounds with severe neck hair
Yes.
and really bad body odor, and I actually also have halitosis." And they were like, "Nah, you're lying." And I was like, "No, like I'm serious, but like you can keep flirting with me."
I
It's
love
okay.
it. I love it.
What is halitosis?
I was like, "It's
Bad breath.
That means like really bad breath, but like medically bad."
Like just brushing your teeth does not get rid of it.
Yeah, like you have to take like some kind of medicine. But yeah, and then one of the guys, like the other guys kept being like, "Oh, ew, never mind." And then one guy was like, nah, it's okay.
Oh, he's ride or
He said
die.
his glove to my folds. I was like,
That
"Oh."
dude's ride or die.
I was like, "You're a strange man."
I'm repulsed and intrigued.
Yeah, that guy's into it. It's not even a turn on.
I was also playing Brig at that time, so he was like, "Ah, yeah, whip me, Brig."
Let's go.
All right, let's get some W's.
Yo, our team SR went up a lot.
Yeah.
Because we keep winning.
Let's do it.
It's too high now. It's too high.
We're too hot. What if he
They're
couldn't
probably
smell?
cheese right here in the bastion here too.
Oh yeah, probably.
You guys want to go right side to the top or left?
We'll see what they're running and figure it out. If
Fair
they're running
enough.
a reset on top, then I say we go left.
All right, cool.
Reaper, you could just like get in the back too, or the opposite direction we go to,
It feels good to be
Yee.
home.
if you want.
Attack commencing.
Hello, my children. Gather round. It's story time.
Hello, Papa Ryan.
Welcome.
Alright, Anna, you gotta carry the heals. I'm gonna be DPS more this round, okay?
Oh, please, God, no.
Battle Moira.
That's a logical
Please
fallacy.
Don't. Please don't.
Don't do that. Moira doesn't do DPS, but she does the most healing. If you throw out like healing orbs and you're healing at the same time, she does the most healing.
I'm gonna start left.
Capture objective A.
Forward, my friends. Don't worry, my friend. Enemy turret ahead.
Yep, let's
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
What?
Oh, Reaper's here.
Allow me to repair the damage and live again.
I can't hold forever.
Alright, I made a little bit of space, but not much.
Oh, buddy. I got lit up by that Reaper. Oh, and a Junkrat in there.
Wait for me.
They're set pretty hard.
Okay, they've got a trap on the left.
Let's see if we
At the
can
front of the left.
let's see if we can bait left and then have our flankers go around to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotta get rid of that trap. Oh shit, you fell into it. I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, that
They
happened
have a turret,
fast.
they have a turret, they have a turret. They have a 12 turret on the right.
Fuck. Nice.
Oh, what?
Good job, Hanzo.
Ah, alright.
All right,
Reaper's out,
we
let's
might
go.
want to go right.
I'm going left just to...
All right, let's do it.
Cease your resistance.
There's a trap inside the little corner to the left. Nice, nice.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Oh yeah. They're moving.
Yeah, Reaper and I got onto the point. And then they annihilated us.
Well, I made him turn around at least.
Get into position.
Watch that Reaper up top.
Watch the Reaper on it.
And ready for more.
Holy. This Reaper doesn't even count.
And you hammer down. Don't worry, my friends. I am your shield.
They're coming in, they're coming in.
Nice charge.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Nice.
60 seconds remaining.
All right, good
Uh,
grab.
Reaper.
Reaper behind. Reaper behind.
Alright, we got a Reaper ult. That's just... close.
Get into position.
Where was that all at?
Where did he use that? What the fuck?
I think he misclicked.
Yeah, that wasn't
Alright.
ours.
All right,
Go
we're going left.
Follow the Rhine.
Nice.
Oh,
No.
Reaper got me.
Come out and face me.
Watch that back flank.
Reaper's going through that room right there. On my way back.
Are you kidding me?
we got two.
It's all right. Two ticks ain't bad.
Okay, let's regroup.
Still kicking.
That's pretty good for our first push.
Yeah, I want to do a right side push this time if we can.
Let's go. Nice turret.
Turret destroyed.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna try to hook one of their squishies.
Barrier activated. I have beaten.
Cease your resistance. To my will.
Shit. The Reaper got me. God damn.
Still kicking.
At least I
I
slept
got-
their Moira out of her ult.
I got
so
I
she
got
got
my
no
ult.
value on that.
Alright,
Alright.
Hanzo's about to have his ult too, so let's wait up.
Enemy turret within my sight.
Oh shit.
I was just causing havoc, trying to get out.
All right, where do we want to go, kids?
Let's go left, that worked well.
I think left is a good push. Hanzo could get a good ult in there too.
Alright, we gotta wait for
I cast this forth.
This is not over.
just try to get some ult charge here until alright, Ryan's here. Alright, let's go left.
Left.
Let the dragon consume you.
Got it? Alright.
Allow me to repair the
Got the
Yeah,
Reaper.
Reaper was just waiting on top for us. So it was good on that Ana thing.
Oh,
All right,
so
we
good.
might have to
So-
switch things up here. What are we thinking?
There's still fight in me yet.
Well, I got my whole hog. I'm not switching off yet.
All right, all right.
I'm
Reaper
gonna
also has
nano
his
you
ult
for your
too.
whole hog.
So I think Reaper's ult will help us push in this.
Alright, we got 3 ults. Alright,
What do you think's better, nanoed Reaper or nanoed hog?
Nano Blossom if you could get in there.
Okay.
Alright, I could distract him with whole hog and you Nano Reaper.
All right,
go
let's
left
go.
side.
Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna go in there whole hog first.
Cease your resistance. 60 seconds remaining. Surrender to my will.
I can't hold forever.
Nice.
There's a turret. Get the turret.
Got the turret.
Nice.
Okay.
We just hold them off on the first point.
All right, good round.
Score 2-0.
We made it work.
Switching sides.
Little bit of time to spare.
Prepare your defenses.
Plenty of time.
Select your hero.
Yeah, we had a good first round push.
Double shield, cheese, yeah.
Gotta love that cheddar.
Do you want Mercy or Ana?
Mercy.
Damage boost that bastion.
Yeah.
Less res is nice for first point.
You want me to stay on Moira or I could go Ana too to try to stop that Reaper?
Yeah.
Or then do you want to go to, can you do Mercy then?
Justice will be done.
Well, I suppose I'll be patching you up, as usual.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Alright. If they have a Pharah, it's pretty much Ana that's gonna have to deal with there.
Barrier activated.
I mean, I might be able to shoot her down.
Yeah, Bastion could shoot her down, but Reaper could take
5,
care of that.
4, 3, 2,
Watch right
One.
too. Watch right.
attackers incoming.
Alright.
Defend objective A.
Get into position.
Alright, they're all going right.
Get behind.
Reaper's going to the point.
Stop right there.
Bring it on. I
Yeah, we're
live
gonna
for
probably
this.
just this.
Thank you, Mercy.
Moira underneath.
The end.
Come out and face me.
Moira's on the point, guys. She's getting.
Damage increased.
Yeah, Morg's on point. Wait, she's not like thing on, so it's fine for now.
Okay, they're gonna go right underneath the bridge.
Yo, watch the top.
I'm hacked.
Enemy in my sight.
Nora's almost dead. Nice, got her.
They got me.
I got you.
Battle continues.
This will help.
They have a fair now.
I think they also have a they have a sim. Can someone get their curse? I think it's on point. Oh, the sim turret.
That Pharah up top, Bastion. Keep an eye out.
I'm backing out of there, Ren.
Worry, my friends. I am your shield.
Get their
I
ranges
got gravity balled.
This is not your time.
Fair. Alright, nice.
She's dead.
Alright, no, it doesn't. Yo, they have sim turrets. Behind. Got it. Never. Shield.
Special attack.
I need help on point.
They got me.
Justice.
I'm down.
They have sim turrets on point on top.
They got all of us.
Hey, Halefast, who the friggy
Alright, that was a good
diggy
hold.
It was a good hold.
still plays Overwatch? Hey, man, people that got a passion for the game, that's who.
Objective lost.
Reporting for duty.
It's a fun game, my dude.
Objective B.
Four one.
I know people say it's a dead game, but I disagree.
Not so fast.
Thanks for the res.
I'm Reinhardt half.
Heroes never die. For a price. Get them off me.
Still kicking.
That's Symmetra.
Whew. Alright, I stayed alive as long as I could on point.
Moving off to more.
I stayed as long as I could too.
This will heal you.
Alright, good round. Yeah, man. I'm on a one-man mission to rehabilitate Overwatch.
So we'll see.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Should I stay Ana or do you guys want Lucio so we could just speed in?
I like that.
Yeah, let's do Lucio.
Okay, I'm
So,
not gonna speed us from our spawn. I'm gonna speed us through the choke.
Yep.
Justice will be done.
Soon, right when we're under the bridge, we're gonna go right down the pipe.
Our courageous cowboy.
Is McCree the
The years
best at
haven't
this
changed
point right
too
now?
much, have they, Jesse?
No, I certainly haven't changed my feelings about working with you.
Hey, I mean, a far could be
Alright.
good.
So Ryan, if you could just like shield hop us to the bridge.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll try to stay next to you so I take a lot of the damage.
Fair enough.
Just when we see their Reaper, we really gotta focus him because I don't have my nade anymore.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2,
Reese is probably gonna
attack commencing.
halt us too, so
Capture objective A.
Yeah.
Come out and face me.
Allow me to repair the damage.
got the
Give a
Rhino.
Reaper following you.
Go.
30 seconds.
Nice.
Reaper's behind, Reaper's behind. Reaper down, Reaper down.
My friend.
Oh, good push, good push. You were not expecting that.
Ready. I'm on fire.
Objective A captured.
I'm gonna do the same thing down this one, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, another hard push.
Let's go.
Get behind.
Surrender. 30 seconds.
Oh, I got it right.
Much better.
Watch the sim turrets.
They got me. Lucio down.
I'm down.
We're all down. I think we have one more good push. We just go fast.
10 seconds.
Back into the fray.
Still win this.
Gale the Mahal.
I say on point. I thought I was like, okay.
All right, good round.
I just got the first one.
Yahi parambasta.
Might sound weird, but I'd love a Mei on the first point to CC them if they try to speed boost.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
It did sound
Prepare
weird,
your
but
defenses. Select your hero.
Question: would you rather me switch to a Zen so I can Discord?
No.
I don't think it's really about the quick picks. I think it's the heals that we're gonna need.
Your safety is my primary concern.
I'm getting cooked alive in here.
Yeah, if we could get an ice block, preferably like cutting off a couple of them, that would be amazing.
Stay in range of my barriers.
If we get 2 quick picks, they'll be staggered the rest of the match.
Yep.
yeah. We gotta really watch them too.
4, 3. For your safety, please move behind the barrier. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
With Farah.
You're not getting away. Please move behind the barrier. Engaging.
They have a Bastion setting up on the right.
Halt. For your own safety, get behind the
Bastion, move back a bit. Move back.
This will restore you. This will heal you.
Their fair is up. Reese is low.
Or down.
Nice. Their Bastion's on the left.
Is my will.
archiving
Not everyone
combat data.
chase. The junk down.
Justice reigns from above.
Shit.
Stop right there. Engaging fortifications.
Shit. I wasn't positioned as well as I'd hoped.
She's asleep. She's asleep.
I must rejoin my team.
Shit.
For your safety, objective move behind the barrier. Don't move.
Two here. You got it.
Fortifying defenses.
I cast this forth.
Fire in the hole! Barrier activated. Halt!
Nice.
Nice.
You're going to be okay.
I'm not.
Dunk on the left.
I recommend moving behind the barrier.
Dunk on the left. Don't go too far ahead.
The Moira's. Oh shit. Alright, that's fine.
A touch from afar.
Oh.
Cease your resistance.
Nice. Nice.
I'm down. Keep an eye on that Junkrat on the flank.
Fire in the hole! My ultimate is ready. For your own, cease your resistance. Justice reigns from
Oh,
above.
Pharaoh's behind us.
Okay, get on point right now. Oh shit.
All right, good game, everybody.
Defeat.
Good game.
Play of the game. Double kill. Quadruple kill.
Unleash the storm.
Hey.
Epic.
Ah, impressive. If I
Thanks,
do
gang.
say so myself.
No problem.
That was a good game. It was a real good game. It's one of those games where you don't care that you lost because you fought your damnedest, your hardest. It was a good game. That was just Overwatch reminding us that they're still our lords and saviors. Papa Cat bless.
Oh my god. Okay, so I feel like a jerk, but I noticed that their Bastion only played turret characters that entire comp game. So Torb, Sim, and Bastion. That's it.
How much skill that requires, though?
It's like a lot of skill.
You have to like set up somewhere and then like.
You have to press mouse 1. That's a lot of work.
Okay, before we go too hard, they beat us.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just salty. I don't like this.
I mean, we could have done the same thing, so.
It's alright, we fought hard. We put our hearts into it.
We almost won that, even though they had 3 more minutes than us.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Positivity. It's a new thing I'm trying.
Good.
Hey, normally when I lose, like half the team leaves, so got a good group here.
Not today. You gotta have that PMO, positive mental outlook.
Traveling to Horizon Luna.
Oh, fuck this
Prepare
map.
your devices.
Yeah, I hate it. I just hate 2CP
This
in
map
general.
sucks so bad.
I hate 2CP.
It's okay. We're still gonna fucking kill it.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys. Oh man, I wish I had a soundboard. Just.
Justice will be done.
All the peoples. Yeah, we got all the peoples in chat tonight.
But I will see them done. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Optimizing strategy. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
One left.
Hello.
We're going upstairs. Everybody move up. There's only 2 of us up there.
Thank you guys. Run behind.
Gale the Mahol.
We're behind.
Surrender to my will.
Oh, Junkrat's low.
Yeah, they're capping. Or someone was on point.
We're at it.
Alright, good hold. Quiet after the storm.
Don't worry, my friend.
He just ran right into that, didn't he?
I cast this forth.
Up, in.
My ultimate is ready. Barrier destroyed.
Shield's out.
Going right, they're going right.
Alright, we're down 1. We're gonna have to play tight.
Go down 1, 2.
Okay, Ryan.
Ryan's low, Ryan's low.
Gale the Mahol. Team up for special attack.
Zarya's on point. Zarya's low.
Sorry.
Your father, get in there.
Right on point, Ryan got me.
Ryan's low. Nice.
Behind you.
Barrier activated.
Enemy sighted.
Good hold. They're going left, they're going.
Come out and face me.
Ryan.
Огонь по готовности.
I've got you in my sights.
Alright, good hold.
They're just using everything.
This is not over.
Alright, let's set up on the right side with Bastion.
Touch from afar. New defense point. Objective
Get
B.
behind.
They're probably gonna go top left.
Ash here. I recommend moving behind.
I think they're going right.
Bastion, where are you at?
They're going right,
Fuck
they're
is-
right.
He's not a Bastion anymore, he's an Asher.
Oh. Alright.
Sorry. In the zone, tunneled.
Alright,
Just not paying attention.
Is my will activate.
Hammer down.
Gale the Mahol.
I'm down.
Down.
Just about everyone's dead.
Team kill.
That was a good push.
Oh boy, I'm such a slow Ana. I can't even get there.
That was a very good push. Wow. I'm impressed.
Score
We'll have a better one.
2-2. Switching sides.
Oh, you know it, baby.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
What do you guys want me to do?
I want you to be you, baby.
Pick a healer. Pick one.
Anna.
Okay.
Justice will be done. Time to kill.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
I'm guessing there's no chance we can take care of it quietly, is there? You're taking this very seriously. You trying to be scary? Mess with the best and die like the rest.
I like
Taking this very
when I play Sombra, I have that boop voice line, and I'll be invisible and just say boop behind the team and watch them freak out. They just hear boop.
Commencing. Capture objective A.
I'll be watching your back.
I was 1v1ing my friend, and I did that. I just started booping around him. He was like, "Fuck you."
I've sighted the enemy.
Yeah, he almost sniped me down.
Hacking Ryan right now.
Alright, got their Sam.
They were Winston behind.
Die. Thank you so much for the host, Icy. I appreciate it, my friend.
Winston's getting me. Winston's getting me. You're gonna have no healer.
Winston.
That's alright. Let's go hard left this time.
Back into the fray.
Probably have sim turrets all over.
Thanks.
Let's wait for Hog.
Beacon in place. I'm out of
We should be able to build our.
Alright, here we go.
Come out and face me.
God damn it.
This will heal you.
This is not Earthshatter. Ready.
So you have a sim turret on the tire.
Come out and face me.
Sim turrets are down. I have 2 of them anyways.
यही परम वास्तविकता है.
Reinhardt.
I'm about to have EMP.
Dang it. Dang.
We get Beyblade with EMP.
Still kicking.
60 seconds remaining.
Get your medicine.
Let's use our own. Last bridge.
Let's do it.
30 seconds remaining.
Don't worry, my friends. I have your shield.
EMP activated. Surrender to my will. Gale the Mahal.
10 seconds remaining.
They're bobs.
Good game.
Defeat.
I'll take responsibility for that one. I feel like I was kind of off my game a bit.
Hey, it's a team game. It takes a team effort.
This will heal you.
Surrender to my will.
Double, triple kill. Quadruple kill. Epic.
Yeah, upvote her. Upvote her. Yeah, yeah. That's some positivity right there. All right, how are our salt levels? Do we need to take a water break so we can desalinate?
Oh, I don't get salty.
All right, cool.
Everybody's ready for another game?
Let's do it. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to grab a beverage real quick. There we go. So what do you guys think we could have done better in that game?
We weren't doing enough damage.
Yeah.
Think so?
I think a Diva ult is pretty good for that on the first point.
Diva is pretty good on that point. Reaper's been tearing up Divas left and right, though, now, since the buff.
Does a DPS want to swap with me for tank? I feel like maybe refresh, roll, and whatnot. If not, it's totally cool.
I mean,
I
like,
guess that's
my main DPS would be, like, Junkrat and sort of Tracer, but, like, those are only good on certain maps.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
You were doing well, it's just, like, yeah, we just need to get more picks.
This next game.
And I'll work on creating some better space for you guys to work in.
But we were just dying too fast. Like, I feel like
Look at this group, everyone's taking responsibility. That's
the way it's supposed to be, baby.
This is rare.
This is what Overwatch is supposed to be.
I think I should have changed off of Ana.
Think so?
Yeah, because that monkey
So-
was fucking
so now it's
driving
my
too much,
fault.
and
I got it.
couldn't,
No,
like,
I get
defend
it.
myself.
I told you to go on us, so it's my fault. I get it.
No, it's my stubbornness. My stubbornness.
No,
because
it's alright.
I wanted to switch off of Ana, and then I went, oh, but I'm gonna have my ult soon.
Yeah, sometimes.
And then I
sometimes
decided
you gotta
not
sacrifice.
to switch, but I should have switched.
Yeah, and I was calling. I was thinking maybe I should switch. Maybe we should switch it up. So I called it out. Like, do we want to switch? And nobody was feeling it. So I just figured, you know what? Let's just keep pushing. It's alright, we'll get it in the next one. We learned our lesson. We'll apply what we've learned into the next game. Oh, that's a good looking skin.
Are the roles locked? Yeah, I think they were.
I
Right?
don't know. I didn't start this one. I like joined it and then became group leader.
Yeah, I think it is locked.
The de facto captain.
Do you guys want me to unlock them?
Yeah. Because I might switch to
Oh,
jump.
I think we just found a game.
Oh, never mind.
Welcome.
That's alright. We'll get it on the next one.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
You know
All
why,
right.
You know why we're losing? It's because I didn't change skins. It was an unlucky skin.
Yep. I just switched to the Ronald McDonald.
Which one?
Reinhardt's Florida Mayhem skin.
Justice will be done.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to win.
Yes, sir.
I
Reinhold
switched skins
McDonald.
too.
Everybody switched skins.
I was like,
That's
goodbye,
why we-
Vestet.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
No, you don't. No, you don't. None of you need healing, you fibbers.
I need healing.
You fucking fibbers.
I would never fib.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Guys, my ultimate's charging.
1. Attack
Sounds good.
commencing. Capture objective A.
Coalescence is charging.
Don't worry, my friends. I have your shield.
Yeah, we'll lose behind us. Ryan.
I can't hold forever.
Just left.
I'm gonna go around.
Got their mercy.
Give a Reaper on
Everyone's
top.
low.
Forgot me. Reaper is like the house.
Alright, get that Lucio. Baby Diva 2 down on the stairs.
Oh, that's so good place.
Oh, it looks so violent when that little baby diva gets smashed.
Objective A captured.
Oh, we have
Nice, nice push.
I'm escorting the payload. Let's keep it moving.
Reaper, come back. Alright.
Reaper, come back!
Oh, they're kind of split up. Ryan's on the right. Ryan and Mercy.
people left.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Surrender to my will.
Helden sterben nicht.
Nice.
Move it out.
Ice wall coming up.
Oh my, these ice roll, man.
冻住，不许走。
Alright, I'm down, guys.
Both the healers are down.
Tighten up, tighten up. You're gonna have to support each other.
Wait for me. My ultimate is
Left,
ready.
left, right. Jump right. right before I get off. Jumps behind.
You're powered up. Get in there.
They got me. Coming back.
Reaper on the left. Reaper on the left of the door.
I'm on fire!
Glad I got the good spawn.
See through the dragon's
Routing turrets, forward barrier. Helden sterben nicht.
Still behind us.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I went too far.
Reaper right.
Nice alt copy.
Alright, I guess we'll take it.
Surrender.
I will.
Good push.
Score.
Very
That
good
was a
push.
really good
Well
push.
done.
Switching sides.
Good job, guys.
If I hadn't
Way to
overextended,
go.
we'd have gotten there sooner.
Defenses.
No,
Select
no,
your
no, no.
hero.
Let's switch it up. I'm gonna go Diva.
And I've had some success with Orisa on this point.
Yeah, this is pretty good. You can cheese on this one too.
Alright. We can do that. Or did you
Aww.
want to play Orisa?
Thanks for the shot caller. It's up to you, man. I don't mind Orisa.
Alright. Let's do it.
Do you guys want Mercy, Mora?
Mercy.
Lucio?
Lord have mercy.
Well, I suppose I'll be back now, as usual.
Is Mercy a DPS player or what? What is this cool?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I've seen some good mercies that are like super good on their heels and can like shoot some bitches.
I've seen some dive mercies when they really have to.
Well, that's not me.
I played with like a mercy that was diving the widow all the time. Every time she got Valkyrie, she'd dive that widow and kill her.
For your safety, please move behind the barrier. 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Enemy spotted.
Use your heads out there. We'll get through this.
They're going upstairs.
I recommend moving behind my barrier.
Orisa set up back here.
Halt!
Oh, Diva's low.
There you go, left.
Please move behind the barrier.
I need heals. Thank you.
See through the dragon's eyes.
Stop right there.
ist noch nicht vorbei. Enemies arriving.
Alright, can I res? Trying to.
Or are you trying to raise me?
Yeah, I'm trying to res the Reaper.
Dude,
but
I was way out there. It's fine.
you gotta be risky sometimes though.
Please move behind
All
the barrier.
systems
Risky for the biscuit.
behind you. Let's get you
Not so far.
There's a Reaper. Someone.
Nano boost administered.
Oh, the tree behind.
I'm down.
I'm not, okay, there's a McCree behind. Yeah, no.
I'm down.
Helden sterben nicht.
I am not ready to be deactivated.
Got McCree.
Objective lost. I recommend moving behind my barrier. Routing navigation systems to defense. Please move behind the barrier.
Allah till May.
Mercy. Let's fall back.
Yeah. I'm moving back tomorrow.
That Brigida is annoying.
Now show them.
Archiving combat data.
Alright, shake it off, deep breath. We'll take it one step at a time.
Oh, Diva, there's a Reaper inside.
Get behind the barrier.
冻住，不许走。I'm found to fight. Nerf this. Mecha activated. I'll show them.
Nice.
Installing updates.
Reinhardt at your service.
Get here.
The payload has reached the chip.
Get behind.
Just McCree. Nice.
You are advised to move behind my barrier. Don't move.
Is May by herself?
Establishing defense point. Stop.
What the?
Till May.
Surrender to my will.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei. All systems checked out.
Oh, McCrew is behind us. McCree's behind.
Yeah, they used a lot there.
Okay, we still have
Analyzing
a
previous
nano.
combat performance.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
Oh, you gotta be.
Nano boost administered.
Thank you.
Nice. Reaper
Right
right.
nano.
Reaper. Running away now. Reaper left.
Helden sterben nicht.
He heals.
Sorry, there's a wall.
Thank you. Nice. May's low.
Enemy in my sight.
Watch Reaper, he's coming right, maybe.
Oh, excuse me.
Reaper behind.
I'm down.
Get into position.
This will help.
Nerf this.
Moving out.
I got it.
Nice, thanks.
Surrender to my will.
There's Mercy down.
The Reaper behind us. There's a Reaper behind us.
He's one.
Nano
He's
boost
what else?
administered. It's quiet.
Gotta get on point.
Get on point.
Payload is approaching its destination.
Rides again.
I'm back.
Coming at you.
Flatten them all. Helden sterben nicht. Schutzengel ist da.
Good game, guys.
Fucking
good.
Reaper buff. Oh.
Score 3-3.
Good games.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
You want to do Orisa again?
It wasn't working last time, man. I don't think I was
Oh,
up to
really?
it with that character. I was doing more work as Hog.
Alright. I did pretty well as Ryan against him.
I'm willing to admit when I can't make it happen, so best to switch gears.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
It is not my preference to see to matters personally.
Plus, I can keep an eye on the healers now and kind of just keep the baddies off of them.
Let's just stick on point.
Don't worry, my friends. I am your shield.
Hello? Anyone out there?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers.
Actually, I'm gonna try to farm some Fire Strike.
Defend objective A.
Time to raise my APM. Activated.
McCree's on the right. McCree. Nice.
60 seconds remaining.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Reaper on point.
Seconds remaining.
Oh my.
Objective lost. Stop the payload. 10 seconds remaining.
Out of time. You're powered up. Get in there. To my will.
My bad.
I'm on fire.
Dein Schutzengel ist da. All systems check out.
Hold them off. I can get there quick. I got whole hog.
Coming back.
We've got to time this right.
There's a McCree on top of it.
Time to raise my APM.
Moira, heal the team.
Come on! Come on! That goddamn Reaper! Holy cow!
Power to forward shield.
Man, I don't complain often, but I think the buff they gave Reaper was too much.
Taking off. Nerf this. Let's see you get past this.
Incoming.
Watch this.
This will heal you.
C9, good job.
Good job, guys.
It's the enemy. Come on.
Score 3 to 4. Switching sides.
That was a miracle hook.
Prepare.
I don't know if you guys saw that hook when the Reaper was ulting. I almost had a heart attack. That was nutso.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
I'm in no rush.
Get into position.
Thanks.
Oh, really? Y'all are fibbing again?
Thank you. 5, 4, 3,
My
2,
Sorry, Mom.
1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Face me.
Get in the saddle and let's ride.
The power.
Reaper on the right. Setting back.
Regenerating your cellular strength.
Lucio, right?
Check this out. Allow me to repair the damage.
D.Va.
What?
Oh my god, Reaper.
Lucio's on.
This will restore you.
I'm back in the fight.
This will help.
Stop! The objective's mine.
This will heal you.
Precision change.
Healing enough.
冻住，不许走。
Behind you.
Time to raise my APM.
Get into position.
Oh!
Nerf this.
So I saw it. Sometimes I go, damn, he's doing good. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Oh my god, that freaked me out.
Administered.
I feel powerful.
Cease your resistance. Time to raise my APM. Get in there, Bob. Enemy phase revived. See you get past this.
Still Reaper behind us.
Oh my.
Ah! Sorry, didn't mean to scream in your ears. Sorry.
Should just regroup.
Reaper, man. Holy cow. It's too much.
Yeah, we got probably one push, maybe two.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just... He's so hard to kill.
60 seconds remaining.
Nice pick.
This is my will.
Helden sterben nicht.
Reaper's up top.
Surrender to my will.
Double 30 seconds remaining.
冻住，不许走。
Oh, come on, the Reaper!
Get in there, Bob.
How?
Resistance.
10 seconds remaining.
How is he that hard to kill?
Defeat.
Oh my god. I don't get salty, but like I've come to realize like I don't like the new Reaper.
I hate him. Doesn't everybody hate him?
So
Heroes
broken.
never die.
Like, look at that. Like, he just kills every single thing.
Well, and it for me, it's I don't care that he kills things easy. It's that he's so hard to kill himself.
Yeah. You can't kill him.
Like
Okay,
I got
I'm
like
done
a
playing comp for
hook
now
into
after
him
3
and-
losses. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
playing
fair.
more comp for now. If anybody wants to play quick play, I'm going to be doing that.
I'm down.
I'm actually gonna take off.
Okay. Goodbye, bootyful.
A pleasure playing with y'all.
You too, man. Good games.
Most definitely.
All right, let's see how I edit these settings.
I'm gonna stick around for like 1 or 2 more games.
There we go.
Haha, I took a new role.
I also took a new role.
Ooh. Oh, hi-oh, everyone.
Hello.
Greetings and salutations.
I don't even know how I would pronounce the name that is that like emoticon face.
Which one?
Like,
I
like
think
look at somebody's name.
I think it would be.
Welcome to
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's probably that.
Prepare your
You did it.
defenses. Select your
Hey, thanks.
I don't know what silly healer you go. I can play all the silly healers.
The silly healers.
Yeah, they're all silly. You pick first.
I don't really have a preference.
No,
Pick
you.
first.
No, you.
No, you.
I'm telling you to go first.
Alright, fine.
It's a perfect day.
Thank
for
you.
Mayhem.
You're welcome.
I'll just leave this here.
Superiority of ideas.
attackers.
The weight of this
incoming
team is on
30
my
seconds.
cow shoulders.
What?
I call Larissa a robot cow.
Oh, that's fitting, I guess.
She's
really
a slow robot
I don't hate it.
cow.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm back.
Welcome back. Have you met?
Meow.
Hello.
Hello.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Just a little sad that we lost all those comps. But
Enemy visually confirmed.
The hunter lays a trap for his prey. I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
oh my god, deflected Ashes dynamite. I got all of them.
Huge.
My ultimate ability is charging.
This is ridiculous.
They're gonna build up Dragon Blade pretty soon, so just watch out.
Allow me to repair the damage.
They're back here in this little room.
Surrender to my will.
I have spotted the enemy.
What is she doing? Nothing's happening, dude. They're just not doing anything.
Yeah,
They're
this is
building up Dragon
this
Blade.
is easy.
And
This
they're
is
on Dragon
boring.
Blade.
This is a boring match.
Repair the damage.
Here we go. For your own safety, get behind the barrier.
Double kill.
Time did something.
Hurts it.
Gale the Mahal.
Nerf this! Do something!
Tranquility.
Oh, come here! Get the Kyokudai!
Slow cow coming back.
Go, slow cow, go!
Holy dooly. This done for you.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
The hunter lays a trap for his prey.
Let's switch
King
things.
Reaper. Yeah.
I'll switch my dad.
What do you want?
Let's do Zarya or Ryan. I'm better at Zarya than I am at Ryan.
I'm gonna save my ult till it's really worth it.
Okay.
Fine,
I
fine,
have
guys.
Supercharger though. Should we wait until after? Like you can change and then after I use Supercharger, I'll change.
Yeah, I'll Zarya now.
For your own safety, get behind the barrier. Now we're talking.
I excited the enemy.
Team up for special attack.
Hanzo half up top.
My ultimate is charged.
Rise and shine.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I still have use for you.
Gale the Mahal. Surrender to my will.
You'll love this one.
Reinhardt at your service.
Can we get an Anna for the Reaper?
Sure.
Thank you.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
Touch from afar.
This will help. Takes a licking. Keeps on ticking.
I got bubble for you, Ryan.
Oh, come here! Get the Kyokudai!
Get here. Fire in the hole!
Double kill.
Nice shot.
This is not the end.
Why is this easy?
Activated.
Heal up.
I'm just healing you.
Bind is mine. Bind. Right side, right side. Reaper slot.
Oh my god!
Nano boost administered.
Back for more.
Even in quick play, Reaper is a son of a bitch. Oh man, sorry. That wasn't a very positive thing to say.
That was a good try.
Good games.
Play of the game.
Bob, do something! Fire in the hole!
I'm surprised none of us got on the cards. Oh, friend request. Interesting. Thanks for the friend request.
I'm not surprised that I did horribly as Ryan. I am like the worst Reinhardt in the world.
No, you can't think like that.
No, I am. Like, I just cannot play Reinhardt. I know where my strengths and weaknesses lie, and weakness is Reinhardt.
Fair enough.
Oh, no, we're leaving this.
We're leaving? Okay. Man, the Reapers, huh? I'm gonna try playing Reaper. See what happens. Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Not too quiet or anything?
Not at all.
No, you're fine.
Cool. I just bought a new headset, so I don't know.
Poggers, dude.
People always say that my headset sounds really nice, but I don't know. I can't hear it myself, so.
Well, I mean, technically, if you do have the stream up, you could hear it.
See, I have it like up. I'm just not. Like, I don't have sound on it.
Right, right. Reaper was one of your favorites. Yeah, man. They pretty much nerfed him out of the meta, and then this most recent update buffed him to the point where he's pretty hated right now. Which is kind of why I want to try him out. Yeah.
You hipster with your beard and glasses and
Oh my
vape
God.
and beanie.
If only you knew how wrong you were.
Oh boy.
It's okay. Like, my housemates vape, and they're like actual hipsters that are baristas at like a coffee shop, at like a fancy coffee shop.
I'm not a barista. I'm the manager of Bad Axe Throwing, an urban axe throwing shop.
What?
I manage an urban axe throwing shop.
I don't know what that means. Like axe throwing. Like you throw.
We throw axes at targets.
It's like a competition thing.
What the heck? That's real hipster.
I thought that was pretty outdoorsy.
Death comes.
What? How did she melee me when I was wraithed?
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
This will help.
Nano boost administered.
You better get out of the way. Taking position.
From the shadows.
Get here.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
I told you to stop resisting. I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence.
Objective A captured. Commence attack on Objective B.
Daher wieder.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh wow. I walked right into that.
Why am I not seeing the infinity health?
Let's try that again.
I must be doing this wrong.
Comes.
What the fuck? They're pushing an R spawn?
Much better.
Oh, you've got to hold it.
Damn it.
The power of destruction. Healing enough.
Repositioning.
Hey there.
What? How does Reaper not work for me? This is extremely confusing.
This is my curse.
Reapers I see never fucking die.
Surrender to my will.
Hey, finish.
Nano boost administered.
From the shadows.
Take cover.
I think this takes a little under.
Hold up.
This was my will.
Routing power to forward shield.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Shoot you down. My ultimate is charging.
Please move behind the barrier.
Team up for special attack.
Nerf this. All systems checked out. I'm back in the fight.
Helden sterben
I don't know. I don't get it. Like,
Join me.
I must just be bad at Reaper.
Back from the grave. My ultimate is charging.
This will help.
Pass into the iris.
Get into position.
I require assistance. I'm gonna shoot you down.
Repositioning.
Activating self-destruct sequence. For your safety, please move behind the barrier. I'll show them.
Surrender to my will.
Shoot you down.
Death comes. Die, die, die.
Green, keep ready.
I'm on fire.
Dein
I'm on fire.
He's okay.
On my way back.
Back from the grave.
Okay, you gotta hold it.
Do you guys want to slowly make your way up to the right with me? Using this thing.
My ultimate's ready.
Team up for special attack.
Pass into the iris.
Helden sterben nicht.
Show them. Please move behind the back. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
I feel unstoppable.
Still a good push, guys.
Enemies engaging.
60 seconds remaining. This will heal you.
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It's not what I was trying to do.
30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30
We
seconds.
must achieve victory quickly.
Surrender to my will.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
10 seconds remaining.
We do not have time to waste. Attack now.
Get to securing the objective. Back up.
Helden sterben nicht.
I feel unstoppable.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
Enemies engaging.
No one can hide. Coming back.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Mecha activated. Walking dog.
Yikes. That's really all I got to say. Yikes. Reaper's supposed to be this unkillable machine, and I'm not feeling it. I don't know what's going on. Good game.
Mm-hmm.
Play of the game.
Oh, maybe you said my DPS days are over.
Nano boost administered.
You better get out of the way.
Alright, y'all. It's been real. Have a good night.
Okay, good night.
There we go. Alright, guys. I think that's just about gonna do it. We should find somebody to raid. Not sure entirely who all is on. I see a few good options. What about Saki? I think Sakiko would be a pretty good option. Alright, guys. Thank you so very much for all the support you guys offered me and gave me today. Big shout outs to IC for the host, KR Graver, Turkey. Thank you so much for the follows. I really appreciate it. Crimson, thank you for the 17-month subscription. Everybody, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of this. Thanks for streaming Halefast. No, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. We're going to send this off to Sakiko. Give her some love in the chat. Tell her that Halefast sent you. And remember, I love you very much. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Wow.